Good morning, everybody. And I want to welcome you to 2 Minute Tuesdays together. And when I look at my calendar today, it tells me that it is December 17th. And when I see December 17th, I know that we are just about a week away from Christmas. And what I think we need to remember is we're not quite there. So you still have a little bit of time to do some shopping. But more importantly, we need to remember that this is the season of Advent. And so that's what I want to talk to you about for a couple of minutes this morning. Let's go. You know, I absolutely love this time of year. It is beautiful the way that churches and homes and cities decorate. The message of this season is great. It can be busy and it can be tiring, but it is so important. But I do think before we get to Christmas, it's important that we in the church, we as Christians, as believers, need to think a little bit about Advent. We need to observe Advent. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. So let's get 2 minutes on the clock and let's go. So Advent comes from the Latin word, or a Latin word that means coming or to arrive. And the general focus of Advent is on the coming of Christ. Now, when I say it's on the coming of Christ, I think it's important that we remember that it's really kind of got two different foci. It's backwards and it's forward. See, certainly we want to focus on and celebrate the birth of Christ, the historic birth of Christ. You remember that story. Mary and Joseph, they traveled to Bethlehem to register for a census. While they're there, Mary has to give birth, but all the inns and hotels are full, so they end up in a manger. She gives birth in that stable there. When she gives birth, the angels appear in the sky to the shepherds, and they come. You know the story. You know what it's about. We see the pageants. We certainly want to celebrate that. We want to celebrate God coming to us in that little baby in that manger. But not only do we want to celebrate the birth of Christ, we want to look forward to the future of the promised return. Because just as the prophets of the Old Testament prophesied the birth of Jesus, we're also promised that he is going to return. So that's what the focus is, right? Celebrating the birth, but looking forward and anticipating his return. Now, Advent is the 4 weeks before Christmas. It begins on the Sunday closest to November 30th. The earliest it can begin is November 27th, and the latest that it can begin is December 3rd. So I hope you have a faithful Advent, looking forward to the birth of Christ, also anticipate his return. I hope you have a Merry Christmas. And before you leave, don't forget to hit like, hit share, and please subscribe to my channel.